Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here. I'm going to start over. What's up, everybody? Jason, start over again. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here. Side 3 of Stevie Ray Vaughan week. Check out the first 2 videos if you haven't seen them yet. Every week we rank the studio albums and give you top 10 songs. Now we're going to do a side 3 topic that we haven't done in a long time, going all the way back to the first side 3 as a trio when we did the best guitar solos of Eddie Van Halen. And that's what we're going to do again today. A guitarist like Stevie Ray Vaughan, I think, warrants such a discussion. So yeah, we're going to talk about our favorite solos. For me, it was kind of hard to separate the solos from the songs. Like, a lot of my song picks were my picks because of the solos, just because, I mean, that's why you're listening to Stevie. So here's what I got for my favorite solos. My number 5, I've got China Girl by David Bowie. I looked at several lists of the best Stevie Ray Vaughan solos, and a few of them had Let's Dance on it. But I actually think the solo on China Girl edges it out just a little bit. It's not, not quite as flashy as his normal playing, but I think it's super cool to hear him in a different context. And I think it's amazing how well he's able to serve the songs on that record and still at the same time completely sound like himself. There is no doubt when he comes in who it is, but it still just really works really well within the context of what Bowie's doing on that record. I just think it's really good and great production from Nile Rodgers to make that all work together so well. Number 4, I've got a song that didn't make my top 10 list. I've got Texas Flood. Most of the song is him soloing. But the part that I love the most is when he's doing those huge, crazy bends where they're like out of tune and it sounds like he's like revving on the whammy bar, but he's actually, I don't think he is. I watched a live video of him playing it and I don't think he's touching the whammy bar. It's just the way he's bending the chords. It's just really cool, really intense. Then I've got a song that did make my top 10, Dirty Pool, and I talked about it in the albums video as well. Just the way he's kind of like floating on top of the string so fast with his picking hand and just flying through chord changes. Just a really interesting approach to a guitar solo. And I think it's great. Number 2, I've got Riviera Paradise. Again, a song where a lot of it is spent soloing, but specifically at like the 2:49 mark, when he repeats this one lick and he adds intensity every time, and every time it just gets like grittier and grittier. I think it's so cool how he's able to control that so well. And then at like the 7:05 mark, he plays this amazing series of licks where he's like raking the pick. It is so cool sounding. It's just awesome. Right before he like kicks in with a little bit of a heavier sound. And then my number 1, it's got to be Little Wing. The whole thing really, but at the 5-minute mark, right before he digs in again, there's this clean section, and the licks that he's playing there are just white hot, just incredible stuff. So those are my picks.
Yeah, I almost wish we were doing like favorite licks or just guitar moments in general. It's also kind of just hard to separate what are his leads, when is he noodling, what are the solos, but there are no wrong answers. Side 3, I wanted to go off like a live album a little bit, and maybe I thought about throwing something from Let's Dance in there, but I just got 5 album cuts here. Number 5, I've got Ain't Gonna Give Up on Love. And the reason why I like it, it's my top 5, is it's got this snappiness to it, like the way he's like plucking the strings. I don't know if he's finger picking on this, but it almost sounds like he is. And then he's got like some slide work on it, I think, like just a sliding kind of sensation. But like how deliberate the strings sound, like there's just like this punch, like they sound like snare hits. And I keep talking about him like playing the guitar so percussively, and I really feel it here, and I really dig it. Number 4, I think this is a pretty underrated solo. I've got House is a Rockin'. It's one of his simpler ones, but I love how meaty it is. I love how he's just grabbing a bunch of strings and cranking out like these really cool bluesy jazz chords and bending them. It's not too cluttered because there's so much stuff going on in the background. He's really showing like his restraint and just his good feel. Number 3, Pride and Joy. That little lead in is awesome, but just so many things in this actual solo is just like the craft is just so good. It's so smooth. He just like glides around the neck so effortlessly and just like punches out, like Jason was saying, just like a little quick chord snap here and everything. It's just so good. Number 2, Chillins con Carne. I really like this because it's very different. He's using a lot of jazz kind of influence here. It's very soft. And especially around the minute 30 to 2 minutes, he's got this cool little like repetitive like little fluttering and stuff that he accents with other stuff and then comes back to. He's just kind of like building this whole little song, like this dramatic arc in the solo. It's so cool, really seductive sound too. But my number one is Telephone Song. It's, just got that psychedelic wah wah to it. It has tremendous rhythm. Everything's kind of like in this circular pattern, kind of looping and bubbling up and getting really vibrant. And he's just, everything's kind of bleeding and bending together, but in this really just pristine, smooth, uniform fashion. I love it. I think it's kind of groovy, trippy, terrific.
All right, well, I'm not going to break any new ground here, really, but here's my 5 favorites. Number 5, I got Riviera Paradise, specifically that last like outro section. I mean, it's one giant guitar solo, really, but just the way he changes his tone, this jazzier feel to this one. No distortion really, but he's just wiping out these lightning fast runs. It's just mind blowing. Number 4, the things that I used to do, specifically the washing legato solo around 2:30. Just so fast, so much tone, there's so much feel for how fast he can go. Like it never sounds like he's like even approaching his limit. Like he's not even trying to show off. It's just like something new he's going to throw in there. Number 3, Couldn't Stand the Weather. I love that those opening runs that he's doing. But the solo at around 2:48, it's nothing like way out there, but so much feel. I love the way it goes through the solo part, and then as the intro and like the hook comes back around, he just changes it up, keeps going, and runs out the song on it. Just sounds fantastic. Number 2, Pride and Joy. And it doesn't matter which one. There's 3 awesome solos. That intro part's great. There's a traditional solo in the middle, and then an outro solo where he's just flurries of notes. Just I don't know. It's just incredible. I mean, what he can do and how he makes it unique and original, I think, is just awesome. Number 1, there's gonna be Little Wing. There's so many cool parts, so many great solos. Taking Jimmy's framework and just expanding upon it and doing his own thing, and it's just total magic. It's always been one of my favorite instrumentals. And just pick a moment, it doesn't matter. 2:15, I'm sure he's playing something awesome. 3:46, I'm probably kicks ass. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Just a exemplary, incendiary guitar playing from Stevie Ray on that.
Plus, like, we didn't talk about any of this yet, but like his friggin' outfits and everything, he would wear like that big black awesome hat and his like komodos and stuff and like jewelry. Like, what a cool look.
Sweet dude.
He played at I'm pretty sure he actually played at Moondogs in Blawnox, that little small bar. That would have been insane to see him there back in the day. I don't even know if it's still there anymore. I played there a couple years ago with a band. I think they had a plaque or something on the wall, like Stevie Ray Vaughan played here.
Hells yeah.
Gotta get that plaque, yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching this week. Let us know what your favorite Stevie Ray Vaughan solos are down in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And of course, check the video description, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website, merch, and Patreon if you'd like to support the channel further. We've got a pretty cool community growing there. All kinds of cool stuff going on, especially on the Discord. Check it out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.